again, or just, we don't know what happened?
It was working and then it wasn't.
It stopped. Okay.
Do we
Yeah.
be watching the whole time? Do you know when it went in?
I don't know. I just checked it, and it was not on.
We're very sorry, people.
So
That's why we're trying it.
the first stream should be saved up there and you can kind of see.
Yeah, I created a second one.
Yeah,
So
so you can see when it went out.
Yep.
But maybe it actually didn't start when you thought it started, but I thought it started. That's what
It
it
said 16
It
minutes.
definitely started.
Yeah,
Actually.
it did, right?
It said
Yeah.
16 minutes on it, actually.
Oh, it did. So it's
Yeah.
gone for 60 minutes. and then-
Yeah. So I'm not sure why it stopped yet,
All
but
right.
we'll keep an eye on it.
Thanks.
All right, I'm sorry, homeschool students, that's the one we're on, right? No, we're on-
So-
okay.
Local
Sorry.
government.
I know, 1,600. Give me 1 sec. She said there are notes here. I apologize. Now is when I wish the video went out.
It's
There
okay.
it is. Okay.
Found your notes.
So the policy is brief. BOE will, the board will cooperate with local, regional, and federal officials and agencies. I cannot find any other district with this policy. I did not find this policy at any other schools, but it could be a part of other policies and not a standalone policy. Also, I'm not sure the school wants this policy as written unless its intention was to state that it will cooperate with ICE. If we keep the policy, she would suggest the board has an obligation to the students and school community it serves. It shall be the policy of the Board of Education to cooperate with local, regional, and federal officials and agencies to the extent required or permitted by law and only in matters related to education, health, safety, or regulatory purposes. The district will not provide students information or other records to federal immigration enforcement agencies, including ICE, except as legally compelled. Cooperation will always be consistent with applicable law, state and federal privacy laws, including FERPA and the board's duty to protect the rights and welfare of students.
Did they know that this policy was written in 1999?
Yeah, I think she said if we're gonna keep it, update it with
No,
that.
of course,
Yeah.
no, the implications about ICE, I'm just wondering, if we had just written this policy, I could see
Yeah.
how that
Yeah.
somebody might come to that conclusion. But again, this policy was adopted in 1999.
Sure.
I honestly don't, it's sort of stating what you
Legally
have
required to do.
Exactly, it's the law here, right? And even the bottom part that was crossed out, before, you have to, relations with local and state welfare service agencies shall be maintained by appropriate officials. These are all things, like you said, you're legally bound
Yes.
to anyway.
We can, after further consideration, you can omit it. You can,
And she hasn't found it anywhere else.
yes, she said no other.
I would,
Again, what is the
So-
purpose of the policy?
When you say it hasn't
To
been
say
done
there were-
anywhere else, no one else has a policy that matches this, is that what you're saying? Or
That
the
that
text
is
of
what
it?
our legal is saying, yeah. The
Okay.
notes from legal is
Well,
saying. I did
they
not
couldn't
find this
find
policy.
That doesn't.
And any other
Yeah, yeah, but I was trying to figure out which of the two things she
Yeah.
was saying.
Yeah.
So she wasn't able to find one, doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but again, what is the purpose of
why
it?
do we need something that's redundant? We already have this. is
Not
our
just
application.
redundant, but you can't, again, you're compelled by law.
Right, so I would say let's ask for it to be removed.
Remove?
I'm
I agree.
removed.
Perfect. Okay. Homeschool. Okay, so this was a very specific question about intergirls. Homeschool. Okay, this policy is almost identical to Wappinger and Valley Central. The only difference with Valley Central is that students are not permitted to participate in extracurricular activities, and the school will not lend instructional materials. So her notes on that's what you just shared, as well as intramural participation is acceptable. However, it will require vaccinations for any participant and acceptance of the code of conduct. So they can participate, but the students that we have currently the majority of students that we have that are homeschooled, it's potentially due to vaccination exemptions.
But I would like to offer it as long as
Yeah.
they compel
It
with
is. right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what we're all saying,
We're all
right?
saying.
We're-
But they have to follow the same standards as our other
Right,
students.
Yes.
Where is it in here? There was, it's
It's
specific.
specifically the board will permit homeschooled students to participate in non-credit bearing, participate in band or receive music, use school facilities such as library. Where is it? It's
Does
not
this
there.
Maybe we asked to put it in, because I think we knew we could.
You did.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And does this cover medical exemptions from vaccination?
Whatever the law is about vaccination.
Well, that's what I mean. So, the same thing's gonna apply to our students as homeschool
Right.
students, right?
Yes. Yeah. So they just have to comply with the code of conduct and all the other health
I don't
required
think we
things.
have code of conduct in here, so we should add that.
Yeah, so the suggestion is to add intramural participation. And then but will require vaccinations for any participation and acceptance of the code of conduct, like all of our students.
So it already says the immunization, so we just have to add,
Intramurals,
yeah.
intramural,
we have to add a bullet that says intramural, but we also have to say an adherence or compliance with the code of conduct or something. Up here, in this part, participation in extracurricular activities, students instructed at home by their parents are not entitled to participate in interscholastic, or intramural sports. No, they are allowed, so we're gonna remove that. So they're not allowed to do interscholastic, but they are allowed to do, yes.
intramurals. So we'll put intramural
Yes.
sports down here.
Yes. However, the board will permit such students to participate in other school-sponsored extracurricular activities as long as they can provide either documentation of immunization or a medical exemption for immunization. The same communicable disease requires as the entire public schools and adherence to the acceptance or adherence to the code of conduct. And then one of the bullets will just say intramural sports.
Perfect.
To be clear about that, intramural is football, so interscholastic is
Well,
football.
there's other
No,
things listed here
Lots
too.
of sports.
If you look here, non-credit bearing
No,
organizations.
I'm just getting
clubs.
the definition. of the
Intramural
term.
is like,
Non-competitive.
it's non-competitive, so it's
That's
like,
right.
yeah.
Like,
But there's lots of sports that are intramural.
That's right. So I'm just looking at the distinction we're making between interscholastic and
Interscholastic
intramural.
is competitive. You're on a team that competes against other teams.
And they're excluded,
They can't
homeschool
be on
cannot
those.
be in the
No.
interscholastic,
No.
but the intramural is okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as I know what those
So
two.
this policy, the way it used to be, is we didn't allow them in anything.
Right.
But we know that there are other schools in our region that allow intramural, so that's why we were asking that question.
And
Is it
why
legal?
not, interscholastic?
Because
because it doesn't comply with the New
yeah,
York State physical education.
and
It's the code of, their code of ethics under physical education and Scholastic Athletic Association. Doesn't comply with that.
No, I like opening it up,
Yeah.
to expand the education of
I mean,
the students.
yeah. It's almost as if everything in the school is available to homeschool students, except for classroom activities. Almost.
And sports.
Right, and it's classic sports, non-credit clubs, band, music lessons,
Yeah.
facilities, library, career information, counseling, I'm
Yeah.
sure, guidance.
Okay, so this will go for a second read? Great. And then the last one is more discussion, I think. But it's in your packets too, and it's the visitors to school. You reviewed it at the board table.
Yep.
And Pam has just one comment
Did she see
based
the
on it.
language that
She
this is
did.
it, putting in the
She
ambassador role, okay.
Yeah. She did, she wrote in there, here's my concern. The board members cannot refrain from his or her obligations. If the board member is present in areas that the general public is not welcome, only employees, the board member may not see or hear they may see or hear something that is against district policy or the liking of the board member. This could be viewed as an intrusion into the workplace and unapproved observations. The board member may be obligated to report as they cannot unsee things, and the union may grieve that the district did not follow the observation requirements.
That's fine,
I know,
let them
just,
That's a lot of might, could, maybe,
and let them,
let them. That's my
Yeah.
wife and I do policy. So,
okay,
yeah. let
so
them.
that was her only feedback on that. Where do you want this do you want this as a,
we gotta put this into the whole policy.
yes, that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering. So do you have you should have a copy of the policy, maybe you don't.
I don't think we do. So we
Okay,
just
let
need
me-
to add that into the whole policy.
Where do you want it in there?
Oh.
Do you want it in a separate section, or you want me to pull it up? So we can look at where?
Sure.
Okay. Let me just. One sec. What's the number in that? Is it the 1741?
Yeah, here you have it as 1240.
1240, yeah.
Okay.
17, yeah, that was homeschool students.
1240.
1240 is visitors to
Let's hope it's
schools.
in here. Oh. Here it is. So we just have to decide, Frank, I can make this bigger. Thanks. We just have to decide where you want it. You want me to read through it?
No, if you just go down, maybe we can find a section to put it in.
Okay, so that's the introduction, and then the following rules apply to visitors to the school.
So I think it should really go maybe under.
Under this?
Under here somewhere. So we're just,
Go before it?
because this is visitors at public events. This is not visitors. So I think it's its own section.
Yep, you can do that. You
Yeah,
can just do it at the end.
Yeah, just make it its own
So
section.
literally just put it here as
Yeah.
a separate entity and a separate section.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Okay.
Does everyone go with that?
Yeah.
Great. And we'll
I'm
make
not,
that
I'm not
change.
sure because it looks like visiting the schools and being part of the event are included in here.
Visiting the schools is in here?
This,
I
Oh,
think
okay,
so.
this is only events.
This is only events.
Okay, yep.
no,
We still have to follow, proper protocol when we're visiting a school.
Okay.
Okay. Great. And that's concludes our,
Really?
that's all we,
There's nothing else?
that's all we had because I thought it would take a lot longer.
Look at us.
So we could plan because we have, so we were gonna get these policies done and then we have a whole bunch for the next round that are just look through again. So we'll do the exact same thing. We'll have Pam have the minutes, the notes. Will that work?
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
looks good.
if we could get if we want to maintain this pace.
Yeah.
If we could get, all of these beforehand, and then we could all read them on our own and come in with questions, rather than
I
us
love
have
that
to
idea.
read them.
That's how we used to do it. So that's
Well,
one of
I
the
think
things
that's
that
interesting.
Erin and I talked about the other day about and the other issue is when we bring our first reads and there's all these questions. If we bring 10 or 12 or 15 policies, it's like an hour extra before the meeting. So
Wow.
do we want to talk about trying to do a different way or,
Yeah.
but I agree, we should know the next 15 policies we're gonna be looking at and maybe we can get an electronic version of
Yeah, of
all of them
course.
and then
Yeah,
We
and then
can all-
maybe when we're bringing a large number of policies to the board for a first read, we can press everyone to read these, review them. If you have any questions, ask now. And then if we need to discuss something in public to clarify or whatever, we will.
Mhm.
But, to limit the amount of questions that could be answered beforehand. No?
I mean, we can
Is there
easily
a better
share with you
suggestion?
the
I
rest.
think that we're gonna have questions on every policy and because
So
it
you want
needs
to
to
limit the policies that we bring?
either we'll limit the policies or have an hour board meeting, an extra board meeting, that's just on policies once a month.
Like a work session
You
would
know?
be good to,
Let me ask, what percentage of the way through the entire stack are we right now?
your next section is students. And that's about 20 policies, and a lot of them haven't been reviewed in a while. So we have eyes on it. I looked at them, I gave them to Jeff Foreman, and then we're sending them to Pam. But that's a chunk of policies. And if you've done it at that point, that's great. Because then you've gotten through the hundreds, the 200s, the 300s. We went to the 600s, the financial pieces, because that's almost done. And then you'll be on the 800s. And you could finish this whole audit by the end of the school year.
But then we have to start at the beginning again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it'd be easier
Much easier, yeah.
because they won't be ancient, right?
Right.
No, I was just wondering, how long the deluge is gonna be on the full board. And if we know, we just have a plan to go through December, we could dribble it out in smaller pieces, even though we have the work done in advance ourselves. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer.
That's why I asked the question about how far along we were.
Personally, I'd rather, if we have to go a little longer at one meeting, I'd rather stay a little longer at one meeting
Okay.
than add an additional meeting. That's my
That's
preference,
right.
but, we can discuss it with the board.
Would you rather get through the 600s, the 800s, and then do like an hour-long meeting with all of it? I mean, give
I
them
don't think
ahead of time or
I
no?
don't think it necessarily matters, right? It's just the
Yeah.
time it's gonna take.
Yeah.
It's gonna take that amount of time.
It
regardless,
is,
right?
it is.
We're not saving one time one way or the other. I mean, if we can press the board, take a look at these policies, ask questions now. If you have something
Mm-hmm.
that's worthy of being brought up for discussion in public, bring it up. That's, let's-
Or that you can
Let's try and
you
knock
can send
through
it to the policy committee, it's gonna be on the agenda on this date, if you have any questions.
Yeah.
Because this is a
Yeah.
public meeting, so we can bring it up.
Yeah, the other thing is like your first read, unless you're looking at content. And I think that that's really important because sometimes if we're saying, oh, you need an and here, a comma here, we're in that first read, if we could get everyone on the board to have an understanding that we're really at that point looking only at the content, and your second will be a cleaned up copy. And at that point, if we've made grammatical errors or something, then that's the time to clean it up.
Mhm.
I think that would speed things around a little bit as well,
Mhm.
with it, if that understand.
Right.
So no
Share.
grammar police at the board meetings.
I love it because as a non,
Not the first read.
yeah,
Grammar
first read
police
is
only
only
allowed in the
content.
second read.
Yes, only content, right?
Sure.
Can we live with it? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Clarity, purpose, all of those
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great. So the
Okay.
600s you'll see in October,
Great.
and then, we'll get you the 800s. Does that work?
Yeah.
You've seen all the 600s, not for the most part. We've got a few more that Ken needs to come back to in October, and then they'll all be done.
Great.
Okay.
So should we pick another date?
It's on the
Oh,
calendar,
it's already
right?
on.
It is,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so it's October, is it like?
I must not have accepted it, because I don't see it. Okay, I'll get it.
So I had next week on my calendar at this time. But if that's not
next
true,
week.
my schedule got freed up.
Next week is the
No.
16th.
It's October 6th.
Yeah.
That's our
That's the
next
next one. Good.
Next policy is October 6th.
October 6th.
Thank you.
So Ken will host, Ken will be hosting that. Which is appropriate because he'll be going through the financial pieces. But we'll give you those a week ahead. So you'll get a file folder. It'll say the date of the meeting, and then it'll have every single policy.
I love it.
Okay, and if you would prefer it in a packet, we can do that too, whichever works better for you.
Great.
Okay. Wow, this never happens. That was great.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, well,
Right.
then, anything else from anybody? Okay, motion to end.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you. Can close up Zoom or whatever it is.
Yeah.
YouTube.
That might be